What's going on, guys? It's X. Today the fighters rules actually got updated, well, at this time this is kind of the unofficial list, but pretty much because it has an actual URL to Bushiroad's website that I've actually run through and seen. Yeah, this is the official list. So this will go up probably like around 6 o'clock, somewhat my own thoughts when the actual list gets updated, or whenever the actual slide gets updated, probably like around 5, right? It'll probably drop there. We'll have it done there. So also no cam because it's late. It's late. I think you can see the time there. I want to go to bed. So let's kind of talk about it. So the easiest thing to go through is standard, unrestricted, basically everything. The choice restrict is now gone from Magnolia Elder and Inlet Pulse. That made sense because yeah, set 8's gonna be like in a month. It's gonna be crazy. Dark Strain also gets unrestricted. That's fine too. I don't think like Bastion was doing anything anyway. So I think these both hits make sense. They all happened in JP. It was gonna happen. The only thing that's missing is the Ebisu hit, but we don't have Monster Strike in English, so it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. But pretty much it's all there. I'm fine with it. I don't think anything is really wrong with this per se. I think just maybe something with Inlet Pulse and Magnolia Elder might become a problem later, but we'll have to wait and see. Set 9 might do something crazy, maybe we'll talk about it on our on that new series I'm doing, but we'll go there from there. So also another thing is fighters rule update will be effective from January 27th onwards, which hold on just a second. Let's see. 2022, the World Finals actually will be. I think I just pressed the wrong button. World Finals actually will take place on the. Where are the World Finals? Location on the 28th. So this is the World. Oh, that's spoilers. Yeah, so this will be effective on Worlds. So you got a month to build your deck and go crazy, right? Right. If most people probably already sold their Inlet Pulses. I don't know why, but you did. Dark Strains are common, so it's not like anything hard there. So that's one thing. As for the actual, real spicy stuff, for V-Premium, Gear Chronicles Colossus has been banned completely. Also in Premium as well, and we'll get to that. And then Stunverse has been restricted to 1 in Premium. So let's go to V Premium first. Well, let's talk about the Colossus itself. This card is a turn-wide guard restrict, and this card needs to go. This card is gone, and I'm happy for it. I think Steam Maidens are a strong deck, but I think up until they finally add this card into the lineup, I think it was still barely able to be played around. Now with Colossus gone, I think the deck is much more is a big shot, right? Because even if Steam Maiden wasn't a top tier deck, if there was another Gear Chronicle deck that could actually abuse this card, it would actually be insane. So it was just gonna be a liability regardless. Let's get out here now. Now I know a lot of people want to enter on the Catcon, but I'm gonna be either my biased or any other thing besides. I think Etrana and Gearcat are still fine for now. I think they were two of the 3 pieces that made Steam Mates actually playable, but they didn't overpower. They weren't straight up oppressive like the Colossus was, right? Now, if we're gonna kind of talk about in terms of applications of another AoE wide guard restrict, Hope on Damp is another thing, but I could see probably multiple reasons why Hope on Damp didn't get hit, which is one, Hope on Damp is in DI and DI is trash. I'm sorry, that's kind of just how it is right now. DI is just not great. And then 2, you have to build up to Hope on Damp, whereas Gear Colossus actively helps Steam Maidens, right? It binds the card, which means you now have more consistency for your actual game plan, right? Yeah, it's like the cost of binding a card, aka, oh, the one thing Steam mains want to do to actually set up their combo of basically pseudo time leaping nonstop. Yeah, sure, that's perfectly a good cost. So yeah, it's gone, and I can't wait to get rid of these these stupid Colossus, right? Because it just ain't never coming back. Let's be honest. If this comes back, it's the end of the game. Let's be honest. So that's my kind of thoughts on Gear Colossus. Now for Stunverse is an interesting card. Stunverse is a very powerful non-common card that it's kind of like that. It's kind of similar to what you would call it, the Chain Ranker and Crystal Luster, but it's in a different format, which is like, it's kind of like a D-Strider, which is like, yeah, I stride, I basically do something, then just go back to the actual main boss. The grade 3 boss pretty much just does the brunt of the work from that point onward, which, is meant to be with all the other grade 3V bosses, which is crazy. So I think it's a unique stride, but I think it was too powerful. I think hitting this down to 1 now makes it one of two things. It's either now a first stride that you're only going to use once. It's a first stride that's going to get you kind of set up stride, or it's going to be used more so kind of like a finisher stride. I don't think Narukami doesn't really have a finisher per se, but a lot of its shenanigans just straight up like ripping cards out, right? So if you use this as a finisher, yeah, the game's over. Or if you use it like a setup, you now have to rely on something else to try and win the game, right? You now have to make an active choice with Stunverse rather than just constantly striding it over and over again and just getting free value. And I like that decision rather than just straight up shooting Stunverse. Though maybe it does need to get shot, who knows? But we need to take that time to actually see about that. So I think Stunverse is good. Outside of that, I don't really know anything in premium that really needs just to be straight taken out back. But if we look at the if we go to Dex, not Dex Standard, but let's go to VG Paradox. Not that. Let's go to VG Paradox. That is not it. Alright, so yeah, so we're back. Yeah, we just kind of take a look at premium, right? Premium is very Narukami one-sided, and then Steam mains was second, but outside of that, everything else is kind of cool, right? Right, this is kind of like the list that Fuzzy Paradox had, and it's pretty interesting to kind of see, right? There's like multiple variations, and if you see kind of like overall, it's like everything else is kind of just pretty balanced, right? There's no deck that just straight up abused anything, and the two decks that really, well, you see the three biggest slices, which is Narukami, Gear Chronicle, and Aqua Force. A lot of that is kind of been hit throughout the season, right? Narukami just got hit right now. Steam mains and Mystery Flare got hit right now. Steam mains got hit right now. Mystery Flare got hit like early into the season, and then Ripples got hit, but now Aqua Force is still pretty decent. So overall, like, premium is a really pretty diverse format. I think they've hit what they need to hit. I think if anything, the only like target left is the Coutier hit for Bermuda, but outside of that, I think pretty much all of premium is probably in the best state it's been, right? And I think the only real issue, if this can load up, the only real issue was that 3 was kind of Tears of the format for the back half post Steam main release, which now they got hit. Now it's gonna be interesting to see how Worlds goes, because I still think Steam mains are strong for V, but it's not as nasty as it was before. So this will all kind of just, eventually just kind of bubble out. I can't wait to see what Worlds has. All right, Worlds is going to be a brand new format for scene. I can't wait to see it. So, just a question, like, if anyone wants to, like, maybe we have like you know, depending on like what we do, like if anyone wants to just kind of like a watch party or something, but we could do that, but that's for later discussion anyway. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just going back to the list right here, I think the list is fine. I think whether you think there's some hits that are missing or not, I still think for what needs to be hit, these have all been like just pure hits. I don't think there's a questionable decision on this list. And even standard is kind of like standard's most questionable thing is getting Magnolia and Inlet Pulse back, but outside of that, there's pretty much nothing there. So that's it, guys. You know, what do you think about this list? Do you think do you think these were good hits? Do you think you wish they hit more? Do you think, you know, what do you think at this point? So that's it. And you know, eventually I was expecting this to be a video, but you know, that's gonna be happening, and you know, eventually working on those videos. And thank you so much for watching. If you like more TCG content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.